Azerbaijan Democratic Republic, the first parliamentary republic in the East. The cruelest and bloody regime in the entire history of civilization, Tsarist Russia, did not manage to destroy the traditions of the state system establishment of the Azeri people. The Russian Empire that enslaved Turkic-Muslim peoples and tried to destroy their national consciousness and ancient traditions of the state system establishment, turned this policy into horrific bloodshed in the South Caucasus. This cruel policy involved ethnic cleansing of Turkic-Muslims of the South Caucasus in Azerbaijan, in order to gain access to the warm seas after destroying Iran and Turkey, thus, reaching the most important target in Russian history, India. For this very purpose, Christian people of different origins were brought to Azerbaijan from various regions of the empire, in which the local population was then converted to Christianity and Russified. Armenian-Muslim fighting was the most terrible of events of all those committed to the successful implementation of the aforementioned brutal policy. In other words, Azerbaijan became the site of the most terrible ordeal under the policy of Tsarist Russia nationalism. Therefore, Azerbaijan, which has the most ancient traditions of the state system established in all of the former Russian Empire, became the major center of the resistance movement against the cruel colonial regime of Tsarism. The Azeri people, which were accustomed to ruling rather than being ruled, led the movement of national freedom of all Turkish-Muslim peoples of Russia under the command of the leading intellectuals of the country. In the early 20th century, the Russian Empire initiated reforms in order to escape from the deep military, political, and economic crises. At the same time, Azeri intellectuals protected by the great philanthropist, Haji Zainalabdin Tagiev, along with other requirements, demanded the representation of the Turkic-Muslim population in the central government bodies, their participation in local executive and judicial bodies, and struggled for the prevention of discrimination and restrictions. The prominent lawyers Alamerdin Bey Topshabashev, Shemsi Asadalayev, Ahmed Bey Agayev, Adil Khan Zayatkanov, Ali Bey Husinzade, and a number of other intellectuals of Azerbaijan were the leaders of this movement. North Azerbaijan became the symbol of the struggle of all Eastern people for freedom and the downfall of Tsarism. An idea to establish a political organization for uniting all Turkic-Muslim people of the Russian Empire in the struggle against Tsarism was generated in Azerbaijan in no way by accident. The representative from Azerbaijan, Alamerdin Bey Topshabashev, conducted a report devoted to the situation and problems of Turks within the Russian Empire at the session that the world's Muslims held in Nizhny Novgorod in 1905. The intellectuals of Azerbaijan took an active part in the development of the program and statute of the Union of All Russian Muslims, Ittifaji Muslimin. As a result of a tense struggle conducted in complicated and difficult conditions, the well-known representatives of Azerbaijan Alamerdin Bey Topshabashev, Ismail Khan Zayatkanov, Abdurhim Bey Hagverdayev, Mehmed Tagi Aliyev, and Asadullah Bey Muradkanov were elected the deputies of the First State Duma of the First Russian Parliament. Two of these highly educated people were lawyers by profession. Alamerdin Bey Topshabashev graduated from the University of Petersburg, and Ismail Khan Zayatkanov was educated at Moscow University. Alamerdin Bey Topshabashev was elected the chair of the largest faction of the State Duma of Russia, the Muslim faction. The deputies of Azerbaijan speaking in Duma criticized the policy of national bloodshed held by the Russian Empire in the South Caucasus, discrimination of Azeri and Muslim people, the policy of resettlement, enslaving of the people, and defended the interests of not only Azeri people, but all Muslims of the Russian Empire. Thus, the Azeri deputy Ismail Khan Zayatkanov pointed out decisively in one of his speeches at the Duma session, "We, Azerbaijan, were occupied a century ago and we were deprived of every right. We were enslaved and our national wealth was stolen. We were prohibited to enter high school. Not one Turk was among the officials of the state bodies. We suffered from deprivation of land. However, on top of all this, peasants were moved to our land from Russia. You will establish settlements planned for Russian peasants on these lands that are stained with blood on the basis of the national bloodshed. This is nothing but the way of ruling based on the principle, split up and rule. We have been walking on dead bodies in our motherland, suffocating with blood for 2 years. Our patience has been exhausted. The deputies of the Second State Duma, Vitaly Khan Koisky, Khalil Bey Kazmamedov, Mustafa Makhmudov, Maimed Aga Shiklinsky, and Zunal Zainalov also opposed Tsarism in every way, including the policy of national and religious discrimination. The deputies of Azerbaijan made a great contribution to the struggle of all Turkic Muslims against Tsarism, thus creating much apprehension regarding Tsarism, and along with other factors in the dismissal of the First and Second Dumas. Therefore, Central Asia, Siberia, and other regions, mainly inhabited by Turk Muslims, were not allowed to take part in the elections of the Third Duma, and Baku city was deprived of the right to nominate its own candidate. For this reason, the Muslim population of the entire South Caucasus was represented only by one deputy, Khalil Bey Kazmamedov, in the State Duma. The Fourth State Duma also included only one representative of the South Caucasus Muslims, named Yusuf Jafarov. Almost all Azeri deputies elected to the State Duma were the ardent leaders of the national movement. The Duma deputies Alamerdin Bey Topshabashev, Ismail Khan Zayadkanov, Vitaly Khan Koisky, Khalil Bey Kazmamedov, and Maimed Yusuf Jafarov were lawyers. Maimed Aga Shoktiktinsky was a student at the University of Sorbonne and graduated from the Faculty of Philosophy of the Leipzig University. Thus, in conditions of the collapse of the People's Prison Russian Empire during the Great Patriotic War, Azeri people were prepared for the life of the independent state due to the mastering of the most up-to-date culture of governing, and ancient traditions of state system establishment. Unlike the southern regions, which preserved the part of the Iranian kingdom and ruled by the Gadjar dynasty, North Azerbaijan was able to familiarize with the new traditions of democratic state organization and parliamentary system of the West through Russia, and of Russia during its reign over Azerbaijan. The intelligentsia of Azerbaijan, including Alamerdin Bey Topshabashev and professional lawyers, acquired large experience in the rich parliamentary system of the State Duma of Russia. They were ready to create the most democratic republic insured of all rights and liberties and completely differing from the absolute monarchy of Russia, leading to the cruel national tyranny which they despised. The concept of creating a democratic state was formed by the officials of the Azerbaijan People's Republic in the time of their operating in the Russian State Duma. Therefore, the formation of the People's Republic of Azerbaijan as a parliamentary state was caused by the historical reality. Following the overthrow of Tsarism, the real development of events also led to this process. The Romanovs dynasty was overthrown in Russia in February of 1917. The temporary government which came to power created a special committee for the South Caucasus after the overthrow. However, the government could not rule long. The South Caucasus deputies elected to the Assembly of Entrepreneurs were not able to come to Petrograd and Moscow due to the Revolution of October 1917. They established the highest governmental body, Transcaucasian Sejm, in other words, the Transcaucasia Parliament in Tbilisi on February 14, 1918. The Muslim fraction of the Transcaucasia Sejm was represented by 44 deputies that got the vote of more than 1 million Turkic-Muslim and Azerbaijani voters of the entire Caucasus, during the elections to the Assembly of Entrepreneurs. The Muslim fraction of the Transcaucasia Sejm, in fact, performed the functions of the Council of Transcaucasia Muslims, in other words of the Parliament of Transcaucasia Muslims. The most interesting and natural matter of all was the fact that representatives of Azerbaijan were the most devoted members of the Transcaucasia Sejm as well as of the State Dumas. The Transcaucasia Sejm declared the independence of Transcaucasia and established the United Transcaucasia Republic by their very demand on April 9, 1918. Yet due to the contradictions in the national interests both in internal and external policy, the Transcaucasia Sejm and the United Republic of Transcaucasia were not able to undertake concrete measures. As a result of that, Georgian representatives left the Sejm on May 25, 1918, and the next day, May 26, declared the independence of Georgia. Members of the Muslim fraction of the Sejm or New Muslim Council of Transcaucasia, in fact, the Parliament of Transcaucasia Muslims, held a separate session on May 27, at which they decided to declare the independence of Azerbaijan. The Council of Transcaucasia Muslims declared itself the National Council of Azerbaijan. In other words, the Parliament of Azerbaijan for the purpose. Thus, the first Parliament of Azerbaijan was set up and the first parliamentary republic was established in Azerbaijan. The Presidium and the chair of the National Council of Azerbaijan were elected at that session held May 27, 1918, and Muhammad Amin Raizalzade became the chair of the National Council. The historical session of the National Council of Azerbaijan, chaired by Hassan Bey Agayev, was held on May 28. The session was attended by Hassan Bey Agayev, the chair, Mustafa Mammadov, secretary, Vitaly Khan Koisky, Khalil Bey Kazmamedov, Nazib Bey Yuzabayev, Mir Hidayat Siadov, Nariman Bey Narimanbiev, Haybet Gulu Mamadbeyov, Mehdi Bey Hajinsky, Ali Askar Bey Mahmudbiev, Aslan Bey Gardashov, Sultan Mejid Khanazade, Akbar Aga Shaikh Islamov, Mehdi Bey Hajibabayev, Maimed Yusuf Jafarov, Kudadat Bey Melik Aslanov, Rajam Bey Vekalov, Hamid Bey Shatakhtinsky, Firidun Bey Kocherlinsky, Jamo Bey Hajinsky, Shefi Bey Rustambayev, Khosrav Pasha Sultanov, Jafar Akundov, Mehmed Mehremov, Javid Melik Yeganov and Haji Molla Salim Akunzade that worked out the Declaration of Independence of Azerbaijan. The Declaration of Independence declared the establishment of the first parliamentary republic in the Turkic-Muslim world and in the entire East, the Democratic Republic of Azerbaijan. The Declaration of Independence of the National Council of Azerbaijan stated, 1. Since this day, Azerbaijan, covering the southeast Transcaucasia, is a fully independent state. 2. The people of independent Azerbaijan are the source of government. 3. The People's Republic of Azerbaijan will establish good relations with all nations, especially with neighboring countries. 4. The People's Republic of Azerbaijan ensures the political rights and citizenship of all its residents within its bounds regardless of nationality, faith, class, estate, and sex. 5. The People's Republic of Azerbaijan creates wide opportunities for the free development of all nations, residing within its bounds. 6. Azerbaijan will be headed by the temporary government, reporting to the National Council and the National Council, elected by the people, until the gathering of the Assembly of Entrepreneurs. At the same time, the National Council of Azerbaijan also approved the composition of the first temporary government of the People's Republic of Azerbaijan headed by neutral Vitaly Khan Koisky. The first temporary government included the following staff: Vitaly Khan Koisky, Chair of the Council of Ministers and the Minister of Internal Affairs, Khosrav Pasha Sultanov, Military Minister, Maimed Gazan Hajinsky, Minister of Foreign Affairs, Nazib Bey Yuzabayev, Minister of Finance and National Education, Khalil Bey Kazmamedov, Minister of Justice, Mahmud Yusuf Jafarov, Minister of Commerce and Industry, Akbar Aga Sheikhalislamov, Minister of Agriculture and Labor, Kudavat Bey Melik Aslanov, Minister of Roads and Post, Jamo Bey Hajinsky, State Controller. Thus, in the complicated conditions of the Great Patriotic War, and the overthrow of Romanov's absolutism, the traditions of state system establishment restored in the form of the parliamentary republic on the northern lands of Azerbaijan. The young state of Azerbaijan was established in two complicated internal and international conditions. The group of Dashnak Bolsheviks usurped the government of Baku and initiated the genocide of the Turkic-Muslim population of the country. The groups of Armenian brigands, armed by the Tsarist generals, continued the bloodshed of the Turkic-Muslim population of East Anadolu and West Azerbaijan. The despots of Azerbaijani people Shomian and Andronik acted conjointly. The people of Azerbaijan faced the threat of physical termination. The competition between foreign powers for control over the oil-rich Baku was nearing its end, and the South Caucasus faced the next challenge, the threat of being occupied by Bolshevik Russia. The people of Azerbaijan found themselves at the crossroads whether to choose the national resurrection, or to be fully removed from the ethnic political map of the South Caucasus through terminating. Under such conditions, the state officials that declared the independence of Azerbaijan led the people that were caught in the hard situation with no evident way out. The National Council and the government moved its operations center to Ganja on June 16, 1918. Considering the real situation in the country, the National Council of Azerbaijan carried out two decisions in Ganja on June 17. To suspend its activity for a period of time. To transfer the ruling functions, both executive and legislative, to the newly established second temporary government chaired by Vitaly Koisky until the Assembly of Entrepreneurs is convened. The government was composed of the chair of the Council of Ministers, Vitaly Khan Koisky, ministers named Hassan Hajinsky, Nazib Bey Yuzabayev, Alamerdin Bey Topshabashev, Behud Aga Javanshir, Khalil Bey Kazmamedov, Khosrow Pasha Bey Sultanov, Kutabat Bey Rafabayov, Kudat Bey Melikaslanov, Aga Asharov, Abdul Ali Bey Amerjanov, Musa Bey Rafiev. The National Council of Azerbaijan, fearing losing the country's independence, gained with such difficulty, decided to convene the Entrepreneurs' Assembly as soon as possible, and by that time Vitaly Khan Koisky must control the government himself and make no concessions to anyone. At the same time, the National Council of Azerbaijan also defined the concrete rights and powers of the Vitaly Khan Koisky government. The government wouldn't have the right to abolish the state independence of Azerbaijan, and political liberties could not alter the revolutionary laws on problems of agriculture and other urgent matters. The government was free in the settlement of other matters. The temporary government had to convene the Assembly of Entrepreneurs at least within 6 months. Thus, the first parliament of the Democratic Republic of Azerbaijan, the National Council, started its activity. The first activity of the National Council of Azerbaijan, lasting only for 20 days from May 27 till June 17 of 1918, held only 7 sessions, and accepted 2 important resolutions. The first, Azerbaijan was declared the independent state and the Declaration of Independence was approved. The second, the first government of Azerbaijan led by Vitaly Khan Koisky was formed in Ganja. And Azerbaijan started to be ruled independently for the first time from 1813. The Republican state was established in one part of Azerbaijan, the North Azerbaijan.